The sky over the Paleocene world has turned a terrifying shade of charcoal and ash today, currently. A massive volcanic eruption on the horizon has choked the sun, plunging the paradise into perpetual twilight. The temperature is dropping and the swamp is drying up as the biological struggle for survival intensifies. For the prehistoric inhabitants, the battle is no longer about territory, but the last source of life. A hidden geothermal spring deep within the sacred caves remains the final hope for these ancient survivors. The local troop, led by a battle-hardened silverback, is now a wandering shadow of its former. Their features are gaunt, but their spirits are forged in fire as they reach the cavern entrance.
Slithering through the ash is a Titanoboa, unlike any seen before, an alpha male with calcified scales.
This is the last of the great kings, and he is starving within this changing prehistoric landscape.
As they enter the cave, the air changes from freezing ash to a heavy and humid heat.
The geothermal spring glows with a faint blue light, reflecting off the damp and dark cave walls.
The primates prepare to drink, but the water ripples as a massive shadow moves across the ceiling.
From the darkness of the cave ceiling, the Alpha Titanoboa drops like a heavy and dark curtain.
The sound of his body hitting the floor echoes as he blocks the only path to water.
The battle is a claustrophobic nightmare, where the primates must use rocky pillars as vital defensive cover.
The primates ignite life fires, casting giant dancing shadows of the serpent against the damp limestone walls.
The Titanoboa strikes with a head moving like a battering ram, smashing into a solid stone pillar.
The primates throw heavy nets weighted with volcanic glass, entangling the beast's massive and gray, armored head.
The Alpha thrashes, pulling the primates across the floor in a tug of war against prehistoric strength.
A massive stalactite hangs directly above the pool, a spear made by nature itself, weighing several tons.
The heat from the fires and the serpent's roar cause the limestone ceiling to fracture and break.
The leader leaps onto the serpent's back, using an obsidian dagger to hold on during the struggle.
The massive stone spear drops, impaling the Alpha and pinning him to the floor of the spring. The cave falls into a heavy, ringing silence, broken only by the sound of the bubbling spring.
The leader washes ash and blood from his face, knowing that the world is now changing forever.
Ancient cave paintings show a record of a time before the war between these two powerful lineages.
The final primates emerge into the falling snow, a new kind of challenge awaiting them in future.
The era of the giants is ending, and the era of the cold is beginning across world. The battle for the future has just begun, in a world that will never be the same.
Atmospheric dust established daily within the Paleocene basin demonstrates extreme climatic shifts across the prehistoric jungle today.
Calcified scales established today reveal how the alpha male adapted to the volcanic environment over many battles. Structural engineering established today within dynamic Paleocene basins demonstrates extreme primate physical capabilities when pushed by climate.
Geothermal spring glow established daily beneath Blackwater Lagoon demonstrates dynamic light sources within deep, ancient cavern valleys. Limestone fracture established daily within the sacred caves demonstrates extreme acoustic vibrations from the alpha male's roar.
Thermal signatures established today within dynamic Paleocene basins demonstrate extreme collective heat regulation during sudden climatic shifts.
Predatory tracking established daily during Paleocene South America night, as jade eyes glow within dark channels.
Pillar fragmentation established today demonstrates raw, dynamic primal power during a high-impact collision within the cavern.
Structural weight established today demonstrates extreme primate physical capabilities when utilizing environmental resources for defensive hunting strategies. Gravitational impact established today demonstrates extreme geological forces capable of ending the reign of prehistoric jungle gods.
Territorial marking established today within the sacred caves demonstrates primate dominance over the last remaining water source.
Biological records established daily within dynamic Paleocene basins demonstrate ancient coexistence between diverse species before the war.
Climatic transition established today demonstrates extreme prehistoric shifts.
Metabolic failure established daily within freezing Paleocene wetlands demonstrates how sudden cold terminates the age of giants.
Insulating behavior established today demonstrates adaptive survival strategies for smaller species during the arrival of the cold.
Geological activity established daily within the Amazonian basin defines the environmental limits of prehistoric life during extinction.
Battering ram dynamics established today demonstrate extreme physical power during high-impact prehistoric animal interactions.
Structural insulation established daily within dynamic Paleocene basins demonstrate extreme adaptation to rapidly dropping tropical mountain temperatures.
Terminal impact established today within the sacred caves demonstrates finality of the prehistoric struggle for the resources. Fluid dynamics established today within the geothermal pool demonstrate the intersection of life and death during battle.
Historical documentation established daily within ancient caves demonstrates the loss of biological harmony during periods of scarcity.
Tectonic activity established daily within the Paleocene basin drives the environmental destruction of the former tropical paradise.
Resource acquisition established today within the cavern demonstrates the primates' hard-won victory over the ancient kings.
Muscular spasm established today demonstrates the end of the alpha male's reign within the prehistoric South America.
Navigation behavior established today demonstrates collective movement within the confined and dangerous space of the sacred caves. Visual perception established today within the dark cavern demonstrates high primate sensory awareness during predatory jungle interactions.
Biological exploration established today demonstrates the fall of the great kings within the changing prehistoric global environment.
Territorial oversight established today demonstrates primate dominance over the valley, even as the world begins to freeze. Particulate settling established daily within the Paleocene world demonstrates the environmental impact of the catastrophic volcanic eruption.
Underwater debris established today within the geothermal pool demonstrates the violent aftermath of the final cave struggle.
Solar occlusion established daily within the Paleocene basin demonstrates the extreme loss of light during the eruption.
Retrospective behavior established today demonstrates the primates' recognition of the tragic cost of their final won battle. Light reflection established today demonstrates the fading presence of the ancient gods within the sacred caves tonight. The archipelago remains a world of giants, where the struggle for power is eternal and absolute tonight.
The legends of the day Titans met within the cavern will echo through this valley for ages.
Ancient records established daily within the cave walls demonstrate the early social bonds between primates and animals. Migratory tracks established today demonstrate the movement of the primates toward a new future in the cold.
Final submersion established today demonstrates the end of the Titanoboa kings within the dark sacred caves tonight.
Tool recovery established today within the cave demonstrates primate preparation for the challenges of the snowy world.
Heat preservation established today demonstrates primate survival tactics during the first night of the new cold era. Volcanic illumination established daily demonstrates the constant presence of geological forces during this ancient extinction event tonight. Celestial reflection established today demonstrates the transition from the humid jungle to the cold and clear night.
Entrance occlusion established daily demonstrates the sealing of the ancient cavern as the world turns to ice.
Reptilian preservation established today within the cave demonstrates the end of the kings in the frozen spring. Environmental shift established today demonstrates the arrival of the cold era across the former tropical South America.
Primate tracks established today within the snow demonstrate the first steps toward a new future for humanity.
Tectonic forces established daily drive the ongoing destruction of the Paleocene world as the Cold Era begins.
Preservation established today demonstrates primate ingenuity during the transition to a world without the sun's heat.
Avian struggle established daily within the freezing jungle demonstrates the widespread impact of the global prehistoric cooling. Historical record established daily within the cave remains as a silent witness to a more peaceful prehistoric. Troop migration established today demonstrates the beginning of a new journey through the frozen prehistoric wildlands tonight. Fossilization potential established today within the cavern ensures the legacy of the great kings will be remembered. Twilight exploration established today demonstrates the end of the 10th chapter in the war for the future. The hunt for survival remains a constant shadow, where only the adaptable can ever truly survive today.
Technological remains established today demonstrate the presence of primates in a world that is now ruled cold.
Global cooling established today within the Paleocene world defines the new landscape where titans can no longer.
Local defiance established today demonstrates primate resilience during the arrival of the prehistoric era of the cold.
The legends of the day the sun went dark will echo through this jungle for many generations.
In the frozen island, the cycle of life continues its eternal and brutal journey toward a new. Tomb formation established daily within the sacred caves demonstrates the finality of the prehistoric war of giants.
Biological extinction established today within the freezing jungle demonstrates the end of the reptilian era in South.
Dawn returns to the valley, and the cycle of survival begins again for the few remaining creatures.
Migration toward the light established today demonstrates primate determination to survive in the new world of ice.
The legends of the ancient world will continue to be written in the snow and the ice.
Survival of the fittest remains the only law in a world that has finally known a silence.